Earlier on, we're able to still laugh in spite of the changing statistics and the dynamism that our children bring to every discourse today. One of our second guest has joined us. He's here. He's an old friend. Patience and I know him very well, so we'll spend some good times catching up. He is Dr. James Komolafe, Registrar and Chief Executive Officer, Institute of Behavioral Alignment of Nigeria. He's a Florida-trained child psychologist. And of course, you know, he's going to enrich our discourse. His profile is now.
You're welcome to Weekend Deal, sir.
Thank you so very much. Good to be here after a while. Tema and Patience.
Yes.
Old friends.
Old friends. But they are young, but they are old friends.
Looking younger. Right.
Please,
like children.
You're calling us Mars earlier. It's Thelma and Patience.
Thelma and Patience.
Honorable, it's not Ma. You hear? That's how we do it.
You can see like from their faces.
Thelma and Patience.
Thelma and Patience. In the house.
So, yeah, let's, well, you know, we talked about before, I think before I went to that break, I talked about how it seems as though kids are now born with extra mental health. They come out aware of their mental health. Why do you think it's so? Is it the influence of internet? Why are kids now, what are they now demanding for their space, for their rights? Mommy, I don't want this. This is impacting on how I feel, on my mental health. Why is it so? Why is it so now? It wasn't like that before.
Well, Patience, thanks for your question. To every child, whether the child is aware of or not, is woven and wired from within with a particular framework. And this framework is in potential form. And it has the good, the bad, and the ugly. And whatever the child exercises his capacity to admit and accommodate per time based on trend and what is happening around his space is going to adopt, whether good, bad, or ugly. So every child has two possibilities. One, either to be supported to weave out his nobility, or to be left to himself, so that society, culture, nurture, and whatever is around him will weave out ignobility. So a child is either for nobility or ignobility, depending on the activity.
What is the ignobility?
Parents.
Please explain a bit in this context.
Ignoble.
A child that is ignoble is born by parents, father, mom, and then just allowed to live. You pay school fee. John, have you eaten? Have you taken breakfast, dinner? And all you're doing is just to keep the status quo of being parents. You are never bothered about the mental health, the emotional health, the physical. You are only relating with what you know and what you can see.
Provision.
Making provision. You are making available what he needs to just take care of his body, look nice, and bear the family name and all that. When, like my brother said, the family culture, the boy knows nothing about it. So every child is a dual triangle. The triangle of nobility is one, and the triangle of ignobility is another. Now, what is the triangle of ignobility? Let me start from there.
Okay.
The first triangle, necessary triangle, for which every child comes to the world with. At top of it is value system. On the right base of it is virtue.
Virtue.
And on the left base of it is vices. So every child comes out with that. That's why even the wisdom book says foolishness is woven in a child, but a rod of correction will drive it out. That doesn't mean physical cane. No. You need to look at the framework of that child, mentally, emotionally, physically, and even spiritually, because they are all speaking. Speaking and resonating within the child to the outside to say, please, I need help in these areas. So when you give birth to a child and all he comes to hear and see is about mental health, he thinks all the world around him is just mental health. You sneeze, he will say, Mom, don't you think that sneeze will affect my mental health? And everything is just collocated within that. No, there are 4 coordinates for a child. And every child born into this world is a star. And if you are a star, it means you are meant to find your own place and pitch. And then from there you begin to shine. But that stardom will not come out until the parents take up the responsibility to steer and to change ignobility to nobility.
Wow.
And what must be done? You look at value at top of the triangle to say, okay, what is the family value system here? If you don't stand for something, you fall for everything. So what do you hold as a family? For example, my own name is Komolafe. And Komolafe, by translation, means the one that teaches children to be social. So I teach the children of men and children of God to find their fullness. That is the socialization of it. So very critical. You pull out the value construct. One, and then what are the virtues you build around this value system? You push them in. And then at the other side, what are the vices woven in this child? You crush that one. When that is done, nobility comes out. And then that's the first triangle. The second triangle is now the child.
But let's hold the second triangle.
It is from there you start performing responsibility.
Okay.
Interesting.
Dr. James in the
Another master class, Thelma.
You have to come to school.
Okay, good one. We'll talk about your QR code.
Yes.
But I want to hear a little bit from Honorable Abdul Hamid. He has spoken very eloquently. And even though many of us have not put it out as clearly as he has spearheaded, they are not words or attitudes we're unfamiliar with. We know the word values, we know about virtues, we know about vices, and we know in our time, like I was saying earlier, when you see all the instruments for bringing sanity to your behavior on the table, you fall into place. You know, in these days, we don't so readily use all those instruments, be it cane, be it ruler, be it reed, be it hanger, be it... In fact, I don't think any home has koboko right now. No, but it was in so many... We had different colors in the wardrobe way back. Okay, but let me ask you now. Your child is tearing from the norm. Of course, you have, with your attitude and with your parental knowledge and your manageability, you've been able to let that child know value and virtue are where we want to enforce. These vices, let's play them down. But children oftentimes will be children. Your child disappoints you by doing something, let me use the word, very strong. Some children can even get suspended. What is the first step to take? You are upset. You are disappointed. In times past, it won't be kneeling down. As you are entering from the gate, you'll be designed. But tell me now, in this day and age, because it still does happen, and we don't want that child to tell me, Mom, I'm traumatized. Dad, you've just destroyed my mental health. Or the child will just walk right out and go nowhere. Like you even said, night out in those days was, don't bring it up. But tell us now, so what do you think, in your own opinion, are the first 3 critical steps to take to ensure that we don't have a permanent break?
Yeah, like I rightly mentioned, I think it still has to do with the foundation. To me, foundations is everything. Yeah, foundation. If the foundation is weak, you can't build anything on it.
You can't discountenance peer pressure. No, but don't discountenance strong peer pressure.
I'm coming to that. Strong peer pressure, as it could be, someone who has that virtuous foundation, like he rightly said. You see, he analyzed it. He has come to give professional
expertise,
to the angle we are talking about. We are not professionals, but we in our layman.
Yes, our
but he came to give, so virtues, values, and vices. You see, no matter how much peer group is setting in, before peer group starts to set in, the child would have been certain age, maybe in the teenage days, adolescence, for instance. Before it gets to that stage, a child that has good moral upbringing, that you have discovered the talent in him or her, the star, like he said it all, that every child is a star. Everybody, every human being is gifted spiritually, and what have you.
You have something.
So as you are growing, it depends on how you are tamed. Then you start deciding where you want to go. So no matter the peer group, which starts at certain age, maybe in most cases at adolescence and what have you, a child that has that foundation,
yes, I agree,
that the values, the norms of the family, this is where we men have more work to do. But if you are a man and you don't believe that your family norms is important to you, then you take everything that comes. So what I'm saying in essence is that by the time the peer group pressure wants to set in, but no, I'm not saying you are missing. I'll say you are wanted. And once I say he's wanted, I'm going to paste his picture all over the internet. Do you know that in that same evening,
he walked in?
No, the people that he was with, who say, your dad can do it. They pushed him out, and he could not come home directly. He went to meet a senior person in the society to come with him, and that man had to invite me and say, oh, this is the way you have raised your son. If I have not raised him with those virtues, with those
values from the beginning,
he will not know. He will not. He will just say yes. If he's going to do it, let him do it.
Or he would have strolled in alone. Going to an elder shows quite a lot.
You understand? So it's the way you bring up your child. So the foundation matters as far as I'm concerned.
I think basically it's good to just teach these children, because even if they veer off, somehow those things you teach them have a way of redirecting me back to the line.
Yes.
I think that's what I've gotten from all this. It's very important that so now, Dr. Komolafe, tell us about the QR code.
So vital. What Uncle Honorable just said now is quite about
please, Dr. James, Uncle and Honorable, pick one.
I don't understand.
Pick one.
Honorable.
He's a respected uncle, doing so pretty much in that terrain. And what he just said now is so critical that parents must go back to the basis. So the PRO code is just an assessment that tells you as a parent how far so far with parenting. Emotionally speaking, physically speaking, mentally speaking, intuitively speaking. We need to be able to sit ourselves down to see where we need to cross our T's and dot our I's as far as taking care of these children is concerned. Otherwise, gross lopsidedness. Charity till tomorrow begins where?
At home.
Never in the market or in school.
No.
We go to those
At
schools
home.
and they tell us, doctor, if the parents will fail in their own responsibilities and think they can just throw them at us, they get what they want. So it's so vital, and that's why we made it free for everybody who cares. Take this form, scan it, and then score yourself. Be very objective. How well are you aware of your child's friends? 8 over 10. Oh, I know his friends. How well are you aware of what he subs on the net? You score yourself. How well are you aware what he does behind closed doors? How well are you aware of his behavior at school? Some of those details we don't look at, and we just feel, I paid the school fees, he's feeding well, I give to him the niceties of life. And the only thing he knows and grapples with is the mental health. So any small thing, he talks mental health.
I'm traumatized.
Even when his emotional variable is a disrepute. And so we have many parents. In fact, in one of our works we did some years ago, we told schools that there are 21 critical errors loving parents inflict on their children unknowingly. And on the opposite, there are also 21 errors loving children inflict on their parents unknowingly. So who bridges
The gap.
the gap and find harmony? And that's why you must take that assessment and see your own portrait and know where to shift ground. Because to say, oh, let's build this, let's build that. How do you build on a foundation
that is shaky,
that is warped, that is in deficit? You say in our house, we have a very big GP tank. It can take 50 billion gallons, but it has 2 loopholes. That drains. Over time, you are going to forfeit the whole content of that container. So why not we go back to the status quo and see the gaps, the loopholes, and the vacuums in these children, vis-a-vis our relationship with them, one, and then responsibility towards them on the other side, so that we can have a bridge.
Okay, before you
It
go,
is from that nexus we can say,
yes,
raise this child.
I agree, but
otherwise,
again, yes,
you are throwing him out to the society.
Wonderful. There are some parents watching you now whose children, there's a question Thelma asked, I still want to bring it up.
Good.
A child is already bad.
Yes.
How do we, practical, not academic,
I do that every day.
empirical formula thinking.
I'm a child therapist.
Yes,
I
how
handle cases. Local,
should we
national,
talk to the child,
international.
beat the child? Please, what do we first do? Love the child or deal with their mental health? What should we do?
You need the permission of the parents to carry out your work.
Imagine
as a
that.
therapist.
Imagine that he's your child.
If
Parents
it's
are
my
watching
child,
you.
correct.
Yes, I want
Good.
to. Yes.
I just cast idea model on the child.
Okay, tell us.
Identification. What is the issue with this child? And as a therapist, I know what to do to be able to bring out, in fact and figures, numbers and behavior, what exactly the issue is. That is identification.
Okay.
I'm going to get the what, the why, the who, the where, the when, the how, and the harvest it has brought to his life at that moment. That's letter I. Then the
sorry,
D.
just a minute.
Yes.
You know, your tone is like you are in the classroom. Okay. But I know when you're talking with a child, you're going to change your tone.
You are asking me about parents.
No, I know. Just a minute.
Definitely.
In what manner? Because nowadays, just to still, we're going to ask about soon, but to still buttress, because everything is important now. It hinges on the way we take this information. Once you call your child now and your tone is sounding, they know that is going to, it's not roses.
You have to play that
and
connect with the child first.
That's what
you don't come from error.
That's what I want to hear.
Don't say, oh, this, you know you do this. But as a therapist, you identify, then you define, definition, then you evaluate, and then apply. Once you use idea,
tell us about the definition.
The definition. Good. When you identify, it gives you what could be. Across the space of that child. When you now define, you are able to pick from the what you have on ground to say, this is it. Based on what I am seeing and the information before me, this is it. Not this, not that. You are able to cluster and separate the wheat from the chaff. And say, okay, this is the good side of this child, this is the bad, and then you give that one a frontal attack by focusing on it. As you look at the good, the bad, and the ugly, the child definitely will tell you why he's doing it.
Okay.
So you now take it down the line to say, okay, let me show you.
The manner is
although you are saying this is good for you. In fact, what I do in my own space, I draw a T table, the good and the bad. List for me all the goodies you are enjoying doing this. And then what are the bad? And usually your guess is as good as mine.
Yes.
He may list struggle to list just 3 good and then 15 bad. And I will say, judge this yourself.
Okay.
So you see such children break down in tears and crying to say, I'm really enjoying myself and I don't know this. So you are working on his emotion to be able to help his mental health.
The so-called mental health.
The so-called mental health. And then you bring him back. So in doing so, you are able to help him discover, develop, and deploy his personal framework.
Yes.
For which the parents can now start building and molding the superstructure to say, okay, this is the child we have, and this is the child we want, and this is the child we are raising. Not just throw everything at him and said, he will grow, he's a child. Leave him, he will grow. No. At age 7 to 8, your child is internally frameworked. At age 7 or 8. So the issue of wait until he becomes a teenager, a young adult, is damage control you are doing.
Okay, Dr. James, we'll come back.
So parents must framework their children.
Framework your child.
The thing sounds like you say, a master class, but a master class, even the language you are using, and even the terminology, it is going real deep. I still want that holistic, homely, because your tone, automatically your child already knows what is coming. They put up this stiff, but we're coming back to that.
Yeah.
For now, we're going to Asaba. They are itching to get into the discourse.
Great.
Where is father, child knows his place. But nowadays, maybe we're partnering with the children too early or whatever. I do know that for some reason, some balls have been dropped because parents love their children, children love their parents, but in some situations, there's still a gap. NTA Asaba wants to share with us now what happens when love causes hurt. NTA Asaba, please share.
What are you doing outside? I'm talking to you, you are pressing your phone. Are you not supposed to be doing your mommy's job that is assigned to you?
Who cares?
What did you say?
Who cares?
Who cares?
Yeah.
Okay.
In many homes, parents and children hurt each other, not intentionally, but through words and actions that leave emotional scars. Parents often feel unappreciated after years of sacrifice, wondering if their efforts still matter.
Every parent suffers pain when it comes to their children, most especially when it gets to as simple as the child telling you, "Daddy, you don't understand me." Because discipline goes 2 ways and it hurts 2 ways. When you discipline your child, trying to correct them, it hurts you as a parent. And also the child who received the discipline will also see it probably as wickedness and is also hurt. So it is a general thing that happens to everyone. You will always see something that your child has done or something that is not going the way you expect it to go, and it pains you.
Children, on the other hand, carry their own pain, feeling judged, misunderstood, or controlled by the very people they love. Between expectations, silence, pressure, and rebellion, emotional distance grows.
Clean this place up for me, please. Thank you. What did you say? You cannot do what? Give the phone to me.
Now, when children grow, their character changes. And as parents, you expect something from a child while they grow. And probably they're not giving it that exact thing you're expecting. And at the end of the day, you feel bad. Then dreams. As a parent, you give up your dream for your child, expecting them to do better than you. And at the end of the day, you see them not even meeting up to the expectation, not even meeting up to you yourself, your standard. The pain gets too much. You see, a father who loves his child so much decide not to eat so that the child eats, wears old clothes so that the child can look presentable, and at the end of the day, that child is not meeting up to expectation. The pain, even though you love the child, is so unbearing.
Oh, you teach me.
Parents love their children. Then, at times, there's purpose or reason why they will come at crossroads, cross their paths. And when that occurs, the children or the parents will fall apart. But later on, they can still come together.
Parents see independence as disrespect. Children see concern as control. Healing begins with empathy, listening before reacting, acknowledging feelings, reducing blame, and creating space for honest conversation.
See your child as your friend, not as a subordinate. See your child as your own, your blood. They came out from your loins. You are not just an authority over them, but see them as someone you can discuss with, someone you can dialogue with. When a child is able to speak to the father, he will not hide anything. So when the child is going astray, he will tell you, Daddy, look at what I have done. And you'll be able to correct that child in love.
Every parent wants appreciation. Every child wants understanding. When both sides recognize each other's pain, reconciliation becomes possible and love becomes stronger than hurt.
We are happy family with a big and a kiss lovely to you. Will you say you love me too? I love you.
Just a conversation. Imagine a conversation between a parent and a child. The child starts, I know I don't always get things right, but I'm trying to understand your world. Sometimes your dealings and rebukes are harsh, but I know they're filled with nothing but love. It may not seem like I'm paying attention, but I'm listening to your heart. It may be hard to understand each other, but it shouldn't keep us apart. I know you love me, I know you care for me. I don't take it for granted. I know you hear me. I know you look out for me. Please just know I get it. It's just a conversation. Oh, yeah. The parent goes, I know I don't take it easy on you, but I'm trying to make you someone in life. I know that we are separate worlds apart, but I'm sure we'll come to reconcile. Right from the day that I heard you cry in my arms, I knew I had to be there for you. Yeah, I made a vow to myself and to the Most High, I'll shape your life for you. Oh, you know I love you, you know I care for you, and I don't take it for granted. Yeah, I may rebuke you, but I'll be there for you, and I hope you get it. It's just a conversation.
Prospero. Woo! And you know, we've also learned here from one of our regular performers, King Fudge. Music is another fantastic medium to communicate with our children. Sometimes when discourse fails, you just go and sit beside them and just be playing music. Because in spite of the fact that we're learning here, we've applied sometimes in a day you can use 10 different strategies just for one child. People like patients that have 25 kids, I don't know how many strategies they need to employ on a daily basis. And sometimes music is a very good communication tool.
Good therapy.
And a good tool. Once you start laughing over her favorite entertainer, you've broken the ice and she's less upset. But let me take a few messages. Thank you, our highly esteemed viewers, for reaching out. I know that this conversation impacts everyone. Someone says, greetings to the entire house. You're doing a fantastic job. Personally, I've learned a lot from you all. However, as an expert, is Dr. Komolafe going to use this same energy or tone with a child at home? And secondly, as a writer, I would appreciate it greatly if our legendary writer in the house will send me his direct contact. I'm in need of a mentor. Ooh, I got some good heart. Mentor. You know what a mentor is going to do? He's going to traverse all those paths quickly with your assistance. Good one. And it's my dream to learn from one of the best. His name is Tehemen Aondaka. He's Patience's brother. Teheme Aondaka. Good one. That was so, in fact, that's so amazing. So, of course, they are willing, will send you what you need. And Emmanuel from Eboin says, I always learn a lot from Weekend Deal. I can't stop watching it. Good. Because if we are changing society, we are happy. As we often say, it takes a village. Before Patience will come back to Dr. Jane, let me ask you, Honorable Abdul Hamid. We grew up with this phrase, it takes a village, and our parents didn't have to say it takes a village. We knew. Because if you did something, I remember one time I was mischievous and I didn't want to go to the front door. I was playing games in the window and my head hung inside the, what do you call it, the protector. And that was my third time. My father and my mother had warned me quietly. I knew that the third time was going to elicit those instruments. I was like, oh, well, why now? Anyway, good a thing for me. Amazingly that day, my mom came at an earlier time and she was able to get community support to remove the protector, save my head and my neck, and fix it back. Before, if my father had returned and protector was on the ground, those instruments would have touched different dimensions that day. But where am I going in this conversation? I'm talking about times when, in this day and age, you know, how we marry ancient traditions and cultures with modern sophistication and utilizing that it takes a village narrative. Neighbors and cousins and aunties could intervene before, but you told us earlier how your neighbor came to tell you, return your son's phone, and you said, are you the one helping me too? In times past, we did it and parents accepted it freely. Honorable, that's for you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Like I rightly said, I'm a practically cultured person. You know, I think doctor is more of
I'm cultured, right? I just learned something.
But you are Florida trained.
He's Florida trained.
For Nigerian clients.
You know, this is what I've discovered, right? I keep emphasizing on foundation. And what comes around, what goes around comes around.
Indeed.
No matter what you do, no matter what you have instilled in your child while growing up, even at the point if it's about me or she's about going off the track, the society will naturally set in. I have an NGO, Stop Violence Against Men and Boys, you know, and I'm going to give you 2 instances where nature has played its part. You know, we don't believe in saying, oh, they are children of Jay-Z. This is what the children is. Let them go. You know, that is where we start having problems at the parents' level. Oh, don't worry, in future, things will take, you know. Now, there was this case of a particular young guy, you know, that I met, and it was like he approached me for an assistance. Then that thing said, let me question him further. Why are you not at home? What about your parents? He castigated his parents. Said his father is this, that. Then I sat him down. He needed an help. Okay, it's enough for me to just give you and go. But by the virtue of my NGO, we have to try and see how we can bring street boys out of the street. So I said, okay, you have this. After having had his dinner, then I sat him down. In the course of asking questions from him, he said that his dad is a journalist. So a journalist, I want to know. By the time he started talking, I requested for details of the father. He happens to be somebody that I have known.
Wow.
You see, that's how society comes no matter what you do.
Begins from
you understand? Now, I had to follow him to his father, and the father made me to understand that no, this guy, this is what he has done over time. He has left the house, and that he has given up on him. I said no, you have given up on him, but we are taking over. You know, I had to go to the boy has been sleeping under a bridge in Abuja for years. Wow. By the grace of God, for a complete 1 week, I was taking him everywhere I was going. Even when the father was saying no, he's a bad boy, I said no, you can bring him out. As I'm talking to you today, the boy is gainfully employed. He's no longer sleeping on that bridge.
Amazing.
He's gainfully employed, and today we have been able to reconcile him with the father and the family. You see, this is somebody that has been out of home for 2 years. There is another instance of a situation where you see a parent going to change the name of the children, obtain international passport for them, remove the father's name, and forged another document to put, remove the father's name just because they are no longer together and they want to take the children out of the country. We had to take it up. We went to immigration to see what is happening. Why should this happen?
As your NGO.
As our NGO. Why should this happen? Immigration is just about 2 weeks ago, because I was on a TV program, they listened to me, they called me that they are taking over the matter.
Okay.
You understand? Change, because identity, he said it, first thing is identity. When you have changed your children's name from their father, you are trying to give them a bad foundation. Because and children that are already, they already know that they have, for instance, their surname is Ali. For instance, and they started school to know that their surname is Ali.
They all of a sudden,
you now got international passport
Jibo.
and you change it to Ajadi
or Jibo
to say that this is what they have now. How do you want to explain to the children that?
Honestly,
you understand?
I think pull the rug from under their feet.
I think a parent working together, even in a home. If parents are seen to work together, it helps the kids. But children can be very manipulative. If they know that mommy and daddy disagree, they will come to you with a story, go to daddy with another story. But if they know that we are this, see, as far as this is concerned, we are together. They will
and no matter what happens, we are speaking with the same voice.
You understand?
Even from different locations.
It's very important.
So you see that most men, when they start having such children, they want to leave the children and say, when they grow, they will know me. But me, I will say, no, I have to.
You're right. You're right. Let us quickly, this conversation is getting better and better, and we are learning. You see, in other climes, once a child is at times 16, 18, the parents will start asking, when are you moving out? Or are you going to share the bills with us? Are you going to be paying some of the rent and all that? But in Africa, we stay with our parents until we are comfortable enough to move out. For the girls, when they marry, for the boys, when they begin to go to school and get a job, And back in those days, a father will marry a wife for the son and build a tent or a hut for the son, and they all live in a big, happy compound. So NTA can now be telling us when children should leave the home.
The child is always the pride of the parents, and naturally, the job of a parent is to prepare their children for the world, to raise them, nurture them, and ultimately help them spread their wings. But in a world of complex emotions and economic challenges, the question isn't just they'll leave, but when. And if they'll truly be ready when they do. In Katsina State, parents are rethinking their approach to child rearing, shifting from a traditional authoritarian style to one that emphasizes independence, freedom, and self-control. This change is driven by the recognition that the world has changed, and children need to be equipped with the skills to navigate its complexities.
Some children, after 12, they can stand on their own, but it depends on the upbringing. And some can still live with their parents up to 30 years, and they've not even attained that status of adulthood.
If you look at our children now, at 18 they are still, behaving like a 7-year-old child.
For generations, children are expected to follow rules without question, and questioning authority is seen as a sign of disrespect. However, this approach often lead to lack of independence, creativity, and critical thinking.
With our culture, I think we need to go back and see that, okay, we attach value to how the upbringing of a child is being raised in a society.
Parents are now encouraging their children to take full ownership of their decisions and actions. They are giving them the freedom to make choices, learn from their mistakes, and develop problem-solving skills. This approach is helping the children develop the independence and self-reliance they need to succeed in life.
Parents believe that you cannot live days until maybe you want to get married. Because let me tell you, when I was going to school, my mom followed me to my school. The first day I'm going to school, pack my load. My mom followed me to my school. I was like, Mommy, I cannot do this. I'm not my child. No, she will follow me. My mom followed me. I accept. Me come to Castina. If my mom can follow me from Ekiti to Castina, my mom will definitely do that.
In a bid for youth in Katsina State to stand on their own, a new form of reorientation driven by skills and innovation is taking place. The heart of this transformation is the Katsina Youth Craft Village, a place where potential is unlocked and futures are forged. This center is a launch pad for self-reliance and economic independence. Every year, thousands of young men and women are offered a diverse range of skills, from traditional crafts to modern digital trades. The evolving parent-child relationship are testaments to the power of positive change by embracing independence, freedom, and self-control. As a result, the next generation of young people in Katsina State is poised to make a positive impact on their communities and the world at large.
That was quite interesting and engaging. We do know that every child is a blessing, but they need the adults and guardians around them to nurture this blessing to fruition so that that blessing too can continue to nurture others. As we say thank you and well done for enriching our conversation, let me leave you with this last words, Dr. Kumolafe. Someone says, is it right for a parent to curse a child even when that child is wrong? Naomi is reaching us from Kogi State.
Why would you curse a child? You are seeing the situation around your child based on the seed he ingested. If a wrong seed is planted in a child, the role of the parents is not to curse the child. You're only adding more fire to the havoc being caused. Well, in one of my works, how to keep an eye on your child, I think when we do our own part and play our critical roles towards these children, you see the good, you find it afflicting. You see the bad and the ugly. If you don't know what to do, speak up and out for help. Amazing. Don't transfer emotion.
Yes.
And then we don't talk harshly to children. I'm only talking with excitement because we're here. Come down to their level and start from their goodies. Oh, I like this, I like that, which some people say psych them up. From there, you'll be able to invade into them, play with them, and then help
and they
them
can trust you to tell you their mind.
They can trust you to just open up to you. That's what we do in therapy.
Yes.
And we have helped so many in that space.
Okay, thank you, Dr. James. I'm sure we'll give her your contact for those who have asked for it. Honorable Abdul Hamid, as we sign off this convo, please tell us, how do we strike a balance? In reality, sometimes we are governed by emotions. We don't want to be too harsh, so we don't bring up trauma and mental inability. And sometimes we don't want to give too much, so they become spoiled and don't know when it's time to leave home and become independent and rent their own place.
Yeah, I think this is where policies come in, you know, because we've not talked about government contributions, you know, to this all through. You'll discover that in Nigeria, for instance, there is VAP law. Behind the scene, we're talking about situation where parents would send the children to go out, that to go and fend for yourself. There is VAP law that says that you cannot alienate any child from any parent, or you can't just throw out any member of the family when it's not yet, you know. So we need to put this into use, like what my NGO did. Every other NGO could come up. That is not the family that did that. Your family, so it was not limited to a family thing, you know. And like a situation where, for instance, We talk about child identity theft the other time. We talk about assaults and whatever. These are things that constitute to children's challenges. So make use of the law. If a spouse, for instance, attacked or assaulted the other, you know, and these are the foundation that affects children. Go to any length. The laws are there. If laws are there,
the
try
laws
to implement
to
protect.
Okay, thank
you understand? So children, then those in government, like when I was aspiring for a particular office, I said my agenda for the children. So we are celebrating International Year for Women. Well, how many people have been talking about children?
Okay.
Honorable, our time is fast.
Maybe next time we'll delve into that.
We need to revisit this conversation again. You know, at times I wonder as our generation where we don't have trust issues, because we are the generation where our mother told us, come, I will not beat you. Then you look into her eyes, she's telling you, I see. A lawyer come, I won't beat you. And then you go.